The Lexus GS is a mid-size luxury car and is designed and marketed by Lexus to be a performance sedan. The first generation GS hit the US market in 1993, and here in 2019 we're rolling in the fourth generation GS. The first time I personally drove a Lexus GS was back in 2013, and that too was a fourth generation car. So although the GS went through a design change back in 2015, the underpinnings and chassis have been the same since 2011 when they first announced the fourth gen car. I also recently drove the 2018 GS F, as well as the all-new 2019 ES 350F Sport, which was a vehicle that really surprised me. So if you want to check out that video, I'll link it up in the iCards above. So this is the 2019 Lexus GS F, and it is the 10th anniversary edition. So I already threw out a lot of dates, and none of them really match up to 10 years of an anniversary for this thing. So the 10th anniversary is actually the 10th anniversary of the F Performance moniker. You can also get the RCF in a 10th anniversary, and these vehicles are pretty rare. We're only getting 240 of the RCF 10th anniversary editions and only 100 of the GSF 10th anniversary editions. All right guys, and with that, let's take a closer look at the car itself. All right, first let's talk a little bit about the exterior color of this GS F. This is an exclusive paint job. It's a matte finish and it's called Nebula Gray. It looks great and all. I really love the matte finish, but it is really difficult to keep clean and you can't run it through a power washer. You really have to hand wash this kind of paint. But it is painted, it's not a wrap job. With the 10th anniversary, you do get these 19-inch black polished BBS wheels. These are wrapped in Michelin Pro Pilot Super Sport tires. And while we're here, let's talk about these brakes. These are Brembo brakes. In the front are 6-piston calipers, in the back are 4-piston calipers, and they are painted blue from the factory. Up front you get 14.9-inch slotted rotors, and in the back are 13.5-inch slotted rotors. And again, they look super cool, but really difficult to keep clean. Up front you get these premium triple beam LED headlights. With the Lexus swoosh, you get the massive Lexus grille with some carbon fiber trimming on the lower lip. You also get these grills right here underneath the headlights, which you can see little radiators behind there, and you get these massive openings right here in the grille for better airflow through the car. Moving along to the back, you get these sharp designed Lexus tail lights. You get a carbon fiber rear spoiler, and you get these really cool quad exhaust tips. And since we're in the back, let's take a look in the trunk. The trunk here in the GSF has 14 cubic feet of storage space, which is really plenty. This is Lexus. They want you to be able to carry multiple bags of golf clubs to the country club so you can show off your GSF. So there's all kinds of room here in the trunk. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated V8 engine. It's actually a 5.0 liter V8 that pushes 467 horsepower and 389 foot-pounds of torque with a 7,300 RPM redline. And that's matched up to an 8-speed sport direct shift automatic transmission. All right, well, let's jump inside the car. We'll jump in the back seats first, see how those are. Then we'll jump in the front, check out the interior and the tech, and then we'll take it for a drive. Alright, so in the back of the Lexus GS F, you do get plenty of room. I'm 6'1", I have plenty of knee room for the passenger seat. The driver's seat pushes back automatically whenever you get out of the vehicle, which means the poor soul that's sitting in the back as soon as you turn off the car is going to get their legs crushed. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Having the kids back here, no problems. Having a couple adults back here, no issues. You do get a 12 volt 120 watt power accessory plug, and of course a center console with some cup holders and a little bit of storage. Alright, so let's talk about this blue interior. This is exclusive to the 10th anniversary. You get these blue leather seats with white accents and white stitching. You also get a blue accented shift knob, steering wheel, and you get this blue Alcantara-like material over the gauge cluster and all the way down the dash, again with this white contrast stitching. You also get these blue seat belts. They actually look pretty cool. And the normal carbon fiber inserts that you would find in the GS F are now tinted with blue. It looks really cool. But if I was speccing out a vehicle, would I choose this interior scheme? Probably not. So other than the blue, the interior overall is really nice. The whole design is driver focused to feel like a cockpit, like most sports cars should. You get a nice mix of materials, but they're all really high quality. You get an array of buttons and gadgets. The seats in the front are heated and cooled. Thumbs up for ventilated seats here in Texas. And of course, if you get the 10th anniversary, you get a little 10th anniversary badge right down here by the shift knob. Tech-wise, you get the Lexus Inform infotainment system. You get a 12.3-inch widescreen split-screen display. All of this is controlled by a little control center down on the console, so there's no touchscreen going on here. All in all, it's a pretty outdated system. You don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and sometimes it's a little clunky to operate. The gauge cluster, on the other hand, is also a full LCD display, and it looks pretty cool, and it changes depending on your drive mode, and you can switch through different pages. All really cool stuff. All right, with that, let's get to what you really want to see. Let's drive this thing. So as far as driving goes, the 10th anniversary is not much different than the regular GS F. You do get drive modes. You get Sport S, Sport S Plus. You get a normal mode and an eco mode. This is a Lexus, so it is a refined drive, but it is also a sport sedan, so the suspension is pretty stiff. Lexus also added a whole new sport vectoring differential, which gives the driver added control when really pushing this thing hard. The total curb weight of the GSF is 4,034 pounds. It has a top speed of 168 miles per hour, and you should be able to hit 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. Speaking of that 0 to 60, let's put it in Sport Plus. There's no launch control mode that I know of, but we're gonna see what we got. 1, 2, 3, go. That was pretty quick. And that exhaust note. There's something about a naturally aspirated V8 exhaust note that just can't be replicated. And it's kind of sad that so many vehicles are going to twin turbo V6 or even turbocharged V8s whenever that naturally aspirated V8 just sounds so good. And then when it's time to calm down, quiet down, you can just hit that normal mode and everything relaxes a little bit. So let's take a second to talk about trims and price here. Base trim of the GS is the GS 300, and that base price is just over $46,000. You can get a GS 300 F Sport for just over $51,000, and then you can step up to a GS 350, which has a base price just at $51,000, and then the 350 F Sport with a base price just over $52,000. And then you can get the GS F The GS F has a base price of $84,600. And if you want the 10th anniversary, again, they're only sending 100 to the US market. That'll cost you $89,350. The vehicle I'm driving and reviewing this week has an MSRP of $92,655. And that's a pretty good chunk of change and puts you up there with a lot of different competitors. So when looking at the competition, is this the vehicle that I would spend $90-something thousand on? No, and for one really important reason. Infotainment systems and having stuff like Apple CarPlay and just modern technology is something I look for, especially if I'm going to be spending a lot of money. This is still a really old and outdated system, and it bugs me that this is a $92,000 car and has an old and outdated user interface. I love the power, I love the way it drives, I love that we've got plenty of room in the back seats. I don't even mind the blue interior that much, but the infotainment system to me is just a deal breaker, especially when you're talking about really great vehicles for the same kind of money. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think about the GS F 10th anniversary, and as always, thanks for watching.